Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. Got a story for you. I want to share. The reason I want to share it's because right now the media is trying to keep things going, the status quo, as you will. Right now, real estate is getting impacted heavily. Sales are collapsing, which is going to turn to deeper and deeper price cuts as sellers start to figure out that it's no longer a seller's market, but it's a buyer's market because of higher interest rates. And the Federal Reserve has just told you that there is going to be more pain ahead, and that is very important. So we're going to be talking about real estate. I'm about to share that story. But first, anybody that bought the How to Start a Side Hustle course, I did just add 2 lessons, and one of them is added to the real estate portion, and that is how to seek out if the seller is trying to hide something from you from the property, from past experience. So guys, since you already bought the course, you're in for life. I'm going to keep building that course up to 50 separate lessons. So go check it out. All right. And if you guys want a link, I've got a link below if you want to check it out, but no pressure at all. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and share the screen and let's talk about this. I think this is very interesting. It's out of Yahoo Finance. And of course, as always, I'm going to, right in front of you, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. You see, that's what, all right. That's why I don't do it, things on the fly. All right, I'm going to put the story down below. We are at the turning point. Mortgage rates are up, but home prices have peaked just as debt forgiveness frees up more cash. Now, isn't that interesting that they're using the whole debt forgiveness angle? And I bet, and I'm reading this right alongside with you guys and give you my take on it as a not only a real estate investor, it's been in the market investing in real estate on and off since the year 2001. But also as a real estate agent and someone that's owned a couple of real estate brokerages, one being a property management brokerage. All right. It says U.S. mortgage rates have spiked to their highest levels in 2 months, dealing another blow to the slower moving housing market. The rate on America's most popular home loan, the 30-year fixed mortgage, is almost double where it was a year ago at this time, new data shows. Anybody that's been paying attention to the real estate market would know that. But you know, honestly, what's more of the big story is that Powell just says we're going to continue raising rates, even though we took a pretty good clip off of all of the major indices, the stock markets. We saw in crypto come down majorly, and I believe it's going to go down more. We've seen housing start to slow drastically. Sales are stopping, like straight up collapsing, and then on top of that, we are seeing buyers disappear, just absolutely disappear, and more and more inventory hitting the market. All right. That is the story. But the Federal Reserve says we're going to keep going. So you guys know when they say there's pain ahead, they're talking very serious pain. That's why I think it's so important to get ready now. It says, add to the other factors, the once red hot real estate market is simply steamy, is now simply steamy. No, it's not steamy. It's getting ice cold. It said, obviously, the combination of higher mortgage rates and a slowdown in economic growth is weighing on the housing market. This is Sam Katner, chief economist of finance housing giant Freddie Mac. And just so you guys remember, I want to remind you that Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae were in a lot of trouble during the last housing boom and bust. All right. So when they sit there and talk a lot, take it with a grain of salt. He says, home sales continue to decline, prices are moderating, and consumer confidence is low. Now, I hate it when they put these advertisements in the middle. 30-year fixed mortgage rates. The interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage rate this week averaged 5.55%, up from 5.13% last week. A year ago at this time, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 2.87. That is absolutely mind-blowing how fast. As a matter of fact, in all of the years that I've been studying real estate trends, mortgage rates, things like that, I've never seen in such a short period of time rates go up this drastically, aside from the time that Paul Volcker spiked rates to stop inflation. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Federal Reserve will not do that because it will absolutely crush everything. We're going to come close to crushing everything right now, but it's under the guise of saving our butts from inflation. They've essentially found the boogeyman. Between that and Russia, you couldn't get a better boogeyman to try and get everyone to believe that, oh, it's not our fault. We didn't do this. Which they did. They're the ones that recklessly went out and spent money between them and the government. Now it says, while inflation has come down from its recent high, expectations, and I want to remind you this, come down from its recent high because it's essentially flatlined. It's like where it was a few months ago back in the spring. I want you to remember too, I did a video about this on the Economic Ninja channel, that this exact same pattern played out with inflation rates, the CPI, last July. Okay, so this is a seasonality situation going on right now. And that is due to high prices in fuel and energy coming into the late spring, summer. People pull back on their spending, and then the demand destruction actually causes price to come down. But guess what? People are going to be diving in again. Says expectations that the Federal Reserve will continue raising rates and selling mortgage-backed securities are expected to keep upward pressure on borrowing costs. And that is absolutely true. The Federal Reserve is going to start tightening again here in the next few days or a couple weeks. And that is going to continue to put a pressure on the stock market, the bond market, and all kinds of markets, actually. Now, they talk about 15-year rates. The average rate on a 15-year home loan rose to 4.85 this week, up from 4.55. And this time last year is 2.17. So even more of a doubling. But this is what's really important. There's not a lot of people that can actually do a 15-year refi right now. And the reason why is because home prices are so darn expensive. So at these rates, even though you're saving over a 30-year, the payment is monstrous. Now, it also goes into 5-year adjustable rates, which is really interesting because I think, well, let's talk about this. Interest rates on 5-year adjustable rate mortgages fell slightly this week to an average of 4.36, down from 4.39 last year. And a year ago this time, the 5-year ARMs were averaging 4.2. This is what's very, very important. I believe you're about to see a massive shift into 5-1 ARMs. The reason why this exact same scenario played out in 2004, because as the Federal Reserve was raising rates, people dove in to adjustable rate mortgages because that initial rate, that teaser rate that was locked in for a period of time, in this case, 5 years, that was very attractive until people had to refinance. Now, what we want to watch is the 3-1 ARM, if they're even doing those lately. I'm going to start researching 3-1 ARMs because that's when we get really sketchy, see where those rates are. But as you can see right now, if a 30-year fixed is sitting at 5.55%, and you're literally able to pay over 1% less for a 5-1 ARM, how many people do you think are going to jump into that? And quite frankly, the answer is a lot. Even though I do not agree with that, because I believe that rates are going to be much higher 5 years from now, regardless of what all of the other crazy YouTubers are saying, because they haven't been in the market long enough. The Federal Reserve can only bring rates to zero for so long until it induces hyperinflation. And that's what actually happened last year. Hyperinflation started in lumber, steel, and now it's hitting the energy markets and food markets. Now, mortgage applications this week to purchase homes and refinance loans fell last week, according to a widely followed report. Total applications fell 1.2%, according to the latest weekly survey from the Mortgage Bankers Association. Refis are down 3% compared to last week and 83% down compared to the last time this year. People need to realize right now what is going on is that mortgage companies are going to go broke here real soon. That is where they make most of their money, is in refis, because only so many people buy homes, but almost everybody's out there refinancing when their interest rate's right. And that is going to cause a massive glut in the market. Now, check this out. This is what I want to show you. Oh yeah, here we go. And they didn't even hit it. I knew it. So you noticed how they hit the keyword. In this article, they do not hit this right here. Just as debt forgiveness frees up more cash. That is nowhere in this article, unless they briefly ran over it and I didn't see anything about it. But I went through this once and they didn't hit it on the last. I left the last for best because I wanted my reaction to be legitimate. But I do not see it. And that's my whole point. People are trying to, and if you guys see it somewhere that I totally missed it, let me know. But people are trying to give a positive spin, right? Because the powers that be know that once the real estate market tanks, you're in trouble. Now, we're in a currency collapse, and that's what people really need to wake up to, the fact that we're in a currency collapse, and we're getting a new currency next year, a digital currency, which brings a whole new set of issues, a whole new set of problems, as a matter of fact. And so they're trying to keep this propped up, but I've been telling people, wait for the fall. Going into the Christmas and holiday seasons, you're about to see a massive, massive crash, a massive spike down in the stock market, in equity markets, and so on and so forth, I think you're going to see buyers completely walk away and abandon the real estate market, which is going to make some amazing deals, but you need to be careful. That's why I added the real estate portion to the side hustle. And I think there's 4 lessons in right now, but I'm going to keep adding because it's a CYA situation, to cover your butt, because there are deals out there. There are still deals that you can make 1% deals on real estate and have them cash flow. The problem is, even with today's interest rate, here's the problem though. People are going to get greedy when they see a 10 or 15, even a 20% reduction, and they have no idea. As mortgage rates keep climbing, they are going to have to go much higher to deal with inflation, much higher. I've been calling ever since I started this YouTube channel for 20% mortgage rates, and it's going to happen this next cycle. When? I couldn't tell you. Do I believe we could be 2 years away from that? Yes, but we are going to get there. The Federal Reserve has lost control, and people have no idea. They've been too used to the Fed sort of getting us out of the dot-com crash and the great financial crash, the GFC of 2008, the Great Recession, because they loosened credit. But what you just witnessed was akin to the Roaring 20s, and you are about to see the whole house of cards come down. So guys, this isn't financial advice. I'm just a real estate agent, and I'm a bad one at that. I'll leave you that disclaimer. I'm the economic ninja. I am the real estate ninja. I've owned brokerages. I build businesses. I love real estate economic cycles, and that's how I trade. So I am preparing for more blood in the street, and that's why I built that course. I want people to go at things methodically, logically, and go out and crush it, but with low or no debt and cash. I want people to own things and build wealth. All right, guys, enough talking. I'm going to put the links to everything below in the description and in some of it in the comment section. I hope you guys are having a great day. With that being said, the real estate ninja is out.